Hey folks, Marcel back with the Pulse. I'm in the Midwest. That's Lake Michigan behind me. I'm back in the home where I grew up. My parents still live here. And I thought it'd be cool to I'm sitting really close to the camera because if I lean back, the lighting gets really dark. So the only way for me to get a decent shot is to get up here close because I didn't bring any lights with me. But yeah, that is the backyard of the place where I grew up and lived through most of my childhood. And so coming back here now on NMN, feeling like I did when I was younger, back in the setting that I lived in when I was younger, it is quite emotional. It's like time traveling. It is really cool. It's really strange. It's different than when I'd come back here 10, 20 years ago, feeling much older. This feels better. It feels like it fits better. So I don't know how many of you have had experiences like this, but it's really exciting. It's really interesting. It's really invigorating to specifically come back here and be here and walk on the beach and just hang out and be in this house again. When I was young, now feeling again more like I did than ever when I was young. And that's, 4 or 5 decades ago. So it's pretty amazing. One other interesting thing that happened is I weighed myself on the same scale that I did when I was 18, when I lived here. The last time I weighed myself as a teenager, and I was 183 pounds. I weighed myself today, ironically, weighed in at exactly 183 pounds. So 42 years later, I've come full circle and I'm feeling like I did then. I'm back where I was then, and I'm weighing what I weighed then. Just kind of crazy. My parents have a business associate, by the way, who took NMN for a couple months. He had had NAD shots, and he tried those and felt really good after. He got sick at first, and then he felt good for weeks, and then he went back. I think he did 3 sets of shots. He didn't get sick as bad each time, but he said they were very uncomfortable. And then he described NMN as feeling even better and it lasting longer. So instead of, getting that spike, that dip, and then that, tail off and then having to get it again, he said he just feels good all the time taking NMN. So it's kind of an interesting firsthand story from a 36-year-old, because when I found out he was in his 30s, I'm like, why is he taking NMN? And they asked him, they actually called him, and he talked to me for a bit and told me what his experience was like and that he was just getting more energy and he just felt better. So I don't know. I get that question a lot. What age is a good age to start taking NMN? And it seems like the sweet spot certainly is in your 50s, 60s. 60s and 70s are when people they just seem amazed. They post a lot of great comments. That is a sweet spot for sure. I started at 55. I'm so glad that I did. I wish I could go back to when I was 38. That's a target number that keeps coming to me. So if you're 38, you may want to think of trying it and see if it's for you. But there are people at all ages that say, well, I felt fine without it. I tried it and I feel fine without it. But about 80% of the people that take it, as I've said many times before, they report getting these great results all the way up until your 80s or 90s. So I don't think there's a right or a wrong age. It really depends on how you feel and how you're doing. Another quick reminder is free collagen at DoNotAge for another 2-3 days, I think it is. So you can use my code The Pulse. If you use my code The Pulse, remember it's one word. I've seen some people that have posted recently that either didn't think to use the code or forgot to use the code. They've been ordering it anyway, which is fine, obviously. I'm just glad that people are doing it and getting results. But if you want to save that 10% and help out the channel, you could certainly use the code The Pulse. Just remember, some people were trying to type it as 2 words, and I guess they don't have it available, or they don't have the capability for that to work with 2 words. So just make sure you type it all as one word. And yeah, I'm just back home again, making those walks on the beach. It's interesting because that's where the songs started coming. Something about the white noise of the waves and the water. It would just sort of create this backdrop, and then I would hear music would just fill in the space in between. I don't know how that works, but for some reason, every time I'm on a boat or anytime I'm anywhere, like on an airplane, I get inspired. Something about that noise in the background. It opens up some portal for me where I'm starting to hear these songs, and it happens to me again on the beach. So here I am now, feeling like I did when I was younger, walking on the beach like I did when I was younger, and getting songs again in my head that just, like I said, like a portal just opens up. So it's really interesting how feeling inspired, feeling good, and getting in a familiar environment where I used to live really brings back the thoughts and the creativity that I had decades ago. It's just kind of fun. Kind of a sadder story is that as I walk around at home, as I walk around the airport, as soon as I got here, and as I walk around like the grocery store or different stores, I see so many people. Matter of fact, I sadly have to put the number at like 90% of people are overweight or obese. And it is, I only see mostly people who are fitter because I play a lot of tennis. Those are people I interact with. I certainly see people in the grocery store in Germany, and many of them are also not as fit as they need to be. But it does seem worse here still in the US. And I bring this up, I'm sorry to bring it up again. I bring it up because every time I come home, I'm just shocked. And I keep thinking that we're making progress. And I know we are because I interact with so many of you who are living healthier and doing better and losing weight and feeling better. It is a gut punch to see that in the general population, we're not making much of a dent still. So it's just a reminder for me to keep bringing it up, keep talking about it, keep fighting the good fight, and keep telling people, look, there is a way that you can, take some dietary supplements, have a healthy diet, exercise more, and you'll start to feel better, And can you make it all the way back? Well, I feel like I did, and many people do. And I think it's possible for many, many, many more people. We've barely scratched the surface. We've barely penetrated the general population. And there's just a lot more to talk about. There really is a lot more to do here. I still feel funny. I look down at the camera. I look down at the screen and I see myself so far up in your face. So sorry for that, guys. But hey, you get a close-up shot this time. You get a zoomed-in shot. So yes, eat healthier. Keep fighting the good fight. Keep spreading the word. Try some supplements because I think that our food supply doesn't contain enough nutrition. And there's so much we can do. There's so many great things out there that you can explore. NMN did it for me. That turned the corner. But there are many other things you can do to live healthier. And I'm just reminding people again, spread the message, share this channel with people, and keep trying because it's worth it. It's times like this when I come home and feel great that it really reminds me how worth it all is. And how fun it all is. And the first thing my parents said to me when they saw me is, well, you look healthy. They didn't say you look great. They didn't say you look thin. They didn't say you look young. They said you look healthy, which is the best possible news I could get, the best thing I could hear from my folks that haven't seen me in 6 months, and then as soon as I walk in the door, they say that. And I feel great. I feel better than I felt the entire time. It's like every year gets better. So I wish the same for all of you. Thanks so much for supporting the channel. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you real soon.